Good morning. My name is Laura. I practice East Asian medicine and I am starting season 4 of my podcast. It's been a very slow launch. I put up a couple things. I'm unfocused, but I am not busy. I'm working mostly on TikTok, doing live broadcasts there. I've been doing live broadcasts on TikTok for 6 years. Or nearly 6 years at this point. It'll be 6 years this fall, 2026. And I really haven't known what I've been doing. I came out of a clinical practice. That was my full-time job along with being a parent. And COVID just kicked me right out of that life and into something that had no form, shape, vision, intention. It just was. And I've been existing in that landscape of just was and taking experiences in life as it comes at me. And it's been adventurous and wild and amazing, and something I never could have imagined for my life or myself, and for all the hardships and difficulties that it's been over the last 6 years. I have to say, if you'd asked me before my 45th birthday, October of 2019, if you had asked me what I could imagine for my life looking forward, it was nothing like the wild adventure that I've been on. I started in Los Angeles when COVID hit. I had a business there. I had a child there. I had just gone through a divorce that was finalized in August of 2019. I was sort of ready to start this new life with my child, a new domestic, arrangement in a city that I loved. And instead, COVID hit, shut everything down, and everything just shifted and kept shifting and shifting. And my sail had to go with the wind because I didn't have that foundation. My foundation that I had built for myself was gone. And for as wild as it was, I'm planted now for the moment. It's been a couple of years in the same spot in Vermont. And I went from LA to Portland, Oregon, to Michigan, to one part of Michigan, to New Mexico, back to a different part of Michigan, then out to Alaska, which was my favorite moment in this wild adventure, and then to Vermont. And within the state of Vermont, I moved multiple times, had multiple adventures, worked at the largest hospital in the region. That's its own story. And then landed on a mountaintop in Vermont with nature surrounding me to help heal me from that journey. And during that time, I managed to also put up a podcast and do live broadcasts. And now I've fomented. Now I have created this online persona and space where I get to talk about medicine. I get to be my authentic self, and I continue to grow in that space and help people to find hope, to find a new vision, to discover something very, very old that for them is very, very, very new. I enjoy that space. I've been able to use the podcast that I recorded on this 6-year journey as a place to direct people. So that work in the past has served me and is serving me. What I want to do is move into YouTube. Not because I love the space as a creator, but because it is a space that I can open up to a wider audience, where I can make it a more sustainable career path for myself. I do finally see that after 6 years online. I'd never been online. I was on Instagram and would sometimes post photos of lights and shadows and sunsets and sunrises and, things like that. Food. It was a very casual side thing for me. Never did I expect to be an influencer or an online teacher or a personality or whatever you call it, but here we are, 2026. We're about to go, or no, we have actually gone now. Today is May 11th, and we have gone into Pluto being retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. And it'll be retrograde for 5 months, but it's in the sign of Aquarius from 2024, November 2024, until I'm not sure what month of 2043. Okay, so this is a generational planet. So as things shift, and I'm sure you can feel the shift right now at this time. If you can't, I don't know what you're doing, but there is a shift happening. And I bring up my past and getting to this moment because this shift that's happening, I feel around me, but within my life, I'm feeling more rooted and centered. And I think that goes to the questions of Pluto and Aquarius and what I have listened to and learned from the people around me who know about this stuff, that this is a time to question your values, to question your beliefs, to know them, to live in them, to live in your truth. Because if you're not, you're going to be pushed to do it because the generational shift is happening. There is a shift in the air. There is a shift in space. There is a shift in the planets. There is a shift inside our hearts, inside our atoms. You know, there is a shift happening. And everybody is experiencing that shift in a different way. Just like, you know, we're all in the same storm. I love this analogy, but we're in different boats. We're experiencing the storm in different ways. Okay. And when I saw this thing about your beliefs and your values and who you are, do you know who you are? Do you know where you are? Do you know what you're doing? I thought, no wonder I feel so rooted and grounded right now, because I have not felt that my entire life. My entire life, I have been a seeker. I have been searching, and I will always be a curious seeker. Antavasian is the word that Elizabeth Gilbert used in the book Eat, Pray, Love, one who sits on the border of a Sanskrit word. I love that. But in this moment of epic shift and change, for the first time in my life, I feel actually grounded. I feel like I understand, even though I can't see the future. And I am supported in that feeling. I am supported in that experience by the greatest protectors of my life, which are the protectors that live above me, within me, around me. I don't know who or what they are, but I know that they're there. They've been there my whole life, making sure that I had just enough, you know, of the ground under my feet and the wind behind my sails. And I'm so, so epically grateful for that kind of support. So all of this to say, I'm asking you those questions. Do you know what you believe? Do you know your values? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you stand for? If you don't look there, don't look to the outer world to solve the feelings of distress or confusion that you have. Look inside. That's a part of my work. That's a part of what I'm doing. It's a part of what I want to talk about. I have subtle voices around me right now pushing me, who know me, who understand my temperament, who understand the way that I work and the sort of invisible, insane artist that I am. And I'm listening to those voices. They're gentle, they're supportive. And I guess they're a part of that bigger spirit soul team I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to post this to all the places. For me, that is Patreon. I like Patreon because it's an independent, commercial-free space. And if you like that, then support me there. Come there to listen. Also Substack. I'm posting there now as well. And please, I beg of you, join my YouTube. I am just up over 400 followers. I need 1,000 to start to monetize there. I want to see YouTube be my long-term home space. If I can do that, when I do that, when you help me do that, that's going to be my pillar. So thank you for that. Also, I am on TikTok. That is where I am the most because I have a lot of audience there. It's whatever it is that TikTok does for all the faults that TikTok has, and there are many. They do push my content. They, you know, I have an audience, and so I'm building from there. So if you found me there, I encourage you to go to these other platforms. But if you only go to one, please go to YouTube. I just need followers. All right. Thanks for listening to the rant. I didn't know what I was going to say today. I just want to start talking. I need to open my mouth. It's typically not a difficult thing for me, but for some reason it has been. I'm the monk mommy on the mountain, just trying to get through every day. And hopefully I can help to spread the clouds here and there and give you a breath of fresh air and maybe some new material to chew on. Thanks for listening. Take care.